that pertains to this ceasefire, what the conditions that Israel said yes to, okay? And so I am going to be very skeptical about this. Having said that, the deterioration of Israel's military ambitions, the fact that they're still eating lead when they are continuing to do their ongoing ethnic let's get to
overseas Iran.
Let's get to some Iran updates, and then we're going to talk about the Trump situation. Shout out to Zoran's media team. They do a great job with these videos. Yes. I know. I'm being disrespectful to Zoran. There's a lot more news to talk about, especially Israel. Israel's agreed to conditions for a 60-day Gaza ceasefire, Trump says. Okay? That's huge. That's huge news. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the details. But before we do that, Iran.
Iran's foreign minister is talking with CBS News, his first interview with American television since the 12-day air war with Israel began. He spoke to Imtiaz Tayyip about his country's nuclear ambitions and the aftermath of the U.S. attack on Iranian nuclear sites.
We met Abbas Araghchi in what's known as the Hall of Mirrors, inside Iran's foreign ministry.
If Iran can enrich uranium within a few months' time, will it enrich uranium?
We're currently in the process of assessments post the Israeli and American aggression. But this enrichment is a matter of national pride and glory. I solemnly hope that the world over will also come to the understanding and accept that the Iranian people have the right to benefit from the bounties of a peaceful nuclear program, and that they will not easily back down.
President Trump has made it clear that he will your country's nuclear facilities again if Iran does indeed start enriching uranium again. Are you prepared for that?
Is this a lawful act?
You tell me.
We showed and proved during this 12-day imposed war that we have the ability to defend ourselves, and we will continue to do so should any aggression be launched against us.
Some could argue that developing a nuclear weapons program is potentially in Iran's best interests, given the threats it now faces.
We do not think that in order to defend ourselves, we would be in need of nuclear armaments.
Boo.
Having possession of nuclear armaments, mind you, might even put us in a more fragile position. There are others inside Iran who might not see eye to eye with my opinion.
And what's clear to us is the Iranian leadership is
You need it, man. You need it. When will you? He's baiting us, diversion? No, he's not. I don't think he is. Okay. Steve Scalise, the 35-year-old who's sitting in his mom's basement playing video games, is going to have to get a job again. Bro, why is he shitting on the Asmongold constituency right now? This puts Asmongold in a weird predicament.
Cutting spending in this bill, getting rid of a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse, putting work requirements, for example, in a program like Medicaid so that the truly disabled and needy will be able to get better access to Medicaid, because those able-bodied adults who are turning down work, the 35-year-old who's sitting at his mom's basement playing video games, is going to have to go get a job again. Those are going to be good things for the economy, but it's also something that helps reduce waste, fraud, and
That's really messed up. I've applied to 30 jobs, haven't heard back from any of them. I want to work. Yeah, everybody always talks about this like massive amounts of readily available open jobs, and it seems like nobody has found them. You know, people are constantly looking for jobs. Even with jobs are looking for different jobs. And it seems like all of these openings lead to nothing. And I don't know what is going on. Like, I feel like most people have just decided that job listings are fake. Unless they're talking about gig economy work or something. But I've yet to see these readily available jobs where people are just like desperate for more work. My friend applied to Lowe's and got an interview immediately. I had to explain why. I've been sending job applications for new work for 3 months straight with no replies. I rely on Medicaid, so I'm royally by this. This is about to become a nation of Luigi Mangionis. Do you think there's enough contention within the Iranian administration around whether they should get nuclear weapons that could cause a coup or shuffle in their power structure? I don't know. But in any case, we're moving away from Iran and we're talking about Israel, the most important nation on the planet, one that we have forgotten about, except we haven't really forgotten about it. They're still doing it. It's been 633 days, and I cover it every single day for the past 633 days. Holy shit, that is insane. Anyway, now Israel's agreed to conditions for a 60-day ceasefire, Trump says. Trump, out of nowhere, revealed this. He's on Truth Social, because that's where diplomacy is conducted. My representatives had a long and productive meeting with the Israelis today on Gaza. Israel has agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize their 60-day ceasefire, during which time we will work with all parties to end the war. The Qataris and Egyptians, who have worked very hard to help bring peace, will deliver this final proposal. I hope for the good of the Middle East that Hamas takes this deal, because it will not get better, it will only get worse. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, and then Trey Yingst also echoed that statement. Now, here's the thing. As we know, Israel is the only spoiling party in these back and forth ceasefire negotiations. The very fact that they're saying it's only a 60-day ceasefire is insane. It is a permanent ceasefire, man. You have to do a permanent ceasefire. What the fuck do you mean 60-day ceasefire? They also have not revealed any of the information that pertains to this ceasefire, what the conditions that Israel said yes to. Okay. And so I am going to be very skeptical about this. Having said that, the deterioration of Israel's military ambitions, the fact that they're still eating lead when they are continuing to do their ongoing ethnic campaign inside of Gaza, makes it less likely for them to continue this ambitious ethnic campaign. So for that reason, they might be more ready to come to terms, come to the table. GHF now runs Gaza. I'm willing to bet. No, they do not. Hamas leader Osama Hamdan says to Al Jazeera, for 4 weeks, we haven't heard a clear American stance condemning Netanyahu's rejection of the ceasefire proposal. Netanyahu is trying to exploit his battle with Iran to go to early elections. There's been nothing new from the occupation side for 4 weeks regarding a ceasefire. We are keen to reach an agreement that stops the aggression against our people. We are making efforts with mediators to stop the aggression and open the crossings. The continuation of the aggression will lead to the continuation of the resistance. We have presented a comprehensive vision that leads to a comprehensive deal. Netanyahu is practicing blackmail at the expense of our people's blood. The American administration is still in a position that does not qualify to be a serious mediator. We are determined to strive for a ceasefire that saves our people. The Palestinian people must be granted their right to a sovereign state. The American administration knows that Netanyahu has become an international fugitive from justice. Washington believes that exonerating Netanyahu at the local level might exonerate him internationally. If that is their calculation, they are wrong. My suspicion is that Donald Trump has whatever fucking Miriam Adelson wants as his primary goal in Israel, his primary goal in Gaza and in the West Bank, which means a annexation of all territories that Israel has been able to acquire, which is not much in the Gaza Strip. But then a forcible ethnic campaign of the remaining Gazan population with the hopes of re-upping and rearming to intensify their efforts of permanent annexation militarily of the West Bank, with another purge that will also take place also in the West Bank. So that is what I think is the goal for Donald Trump. And in an effort to do so, he also wants to offer freedom, clemency to Benjamin Netanyahu from internal prosecution, because as you know, Benjamin Netanyahu is not just an ICC war criminal. He also has a subsequent prosecution, a case that is pending in Israeli courts. The where? UAE, Sinai Peninsula, anywhere but the Gaza Strip. Netanyahu is an international fugitive because of America. Getting a pardon from his partner in crime is nonsense. No, of course. Donald Trump has also talked about how he might stop funding Israel. They continue prosecuting Benjamin Netanyahu. He said this recently. I don't know if you remember. It didn't really make a blip in mainstream news, but he did say that. He said, Israel will give you billions of dollars. How dare you prosecute Benjamin Netanyahu? Donald Trump has also simultaneously attacked the ICC. Here it is. Trump's pro-Bibi pressure campaign from June 29th. It's terrible what they're doing in Israel to Bibi Netanyahu, Trump wrote. He's a war hero and a prime minister who did a fabulous job working with the United States to bring great success in getting rid of the dangerous nuclear threat in Iran. Trump claimed Netanyahu is in the process of negotiating a deal with Hamas, which will include getting the hostages back, and questioned how Israel could force its leader to sit in a courtroom all day long over nothing. He then warned the United States of America spends billions of dollars a year, far more than any other nation, protecting and supporting Israel. We are not going to stand for this. The extraordinary statement was widely interpreted as an effort to leverage U.S. military assistance to pressure Israel to cancel the trial. Now, my question is, if America has that much motion in Israeli politics, which they don't, by the way, this is one of the aspects of Israeli sovereignty that I don't think Trump could technically manipulate, but I guess it wouldn't be all that shocking if they have even that level of power, right? But notice how he can dangle military assistance to get Israel to do stuff internally that they might not want to do against their own laws and against their own rules. Where is the sovereignty in this fucking nation state? Why can't he dangle the military assistance over Israel's inability to come to terms with a fucking reasonable ceasefire? Perhaps it is because Israel's ethnic cleansing ambition in the Gaza Strip is also directly in line with America's interest, which also happens to be ethnic cleansing in the Gaza Strip. The judges didn't postpone this because of Trump. Oh, the Israeli court has refused to postpone Netanyahu's corruption trial even after Trump demanded that the case be dropped. They initially postponed the Netanyahu trial because of the Iran stuff. Because this did get postponed. It did get postponed once due to the Iranian strikes. In any case, Trump is trying to manipulate internal politics inside of Israel. But yeah, his Benjamin Netanyahu's corruption trial delayed on diplomatic and security grounds. The Israeli court's decision to cancel this week's hearing in the long-running trial came after Donald Trump said the case should be thrown out. So when they said no, they still turned around and 2 days later postponed it. They had previously postponed it already because of the threat of Iran, and they postponed it again, I guess. Given a pardon given to a great hero, a war hero. Netanyahu was indicted in 2019, charges on bribery, fraud, and breach of trust, all of which he denies. He has cast a trial against him as an orchestrated left-wing witch hunt meant to topple a democratically elected right-wing leader. Also, Yair Netanyahu was summoned to give testimony at the police regarding the diplomatic passports case. He is suspected of having unlawfully received a diplomatic passport from the foreign ministry after moving his residence to Miami. Oh, don't even get me started on fucking Yair Netanyahu. White House spokesperson. The president wrote the post about Netanyahu himself. Netanyahu had to go to court while he was in the middle of negotiations for a peace and a hostage deal. The president understands this well. He too was a victim of a legal system that tried to imprison him. He believes Netanyahu is a great leader for Israel. Yeah, Yair Netanyahu is Benjamin Netanyahu's groyper son. It's ironic that the fucking corruption scandal revolves around Benjamin Netanyahu basically purchasing favorable coverage, and the very same channels are still offering him favorable coverage in the process of this prosecution. So yeah, Bibi's son is a Nazi. I mean, Bibi is a Nazi. His son is literally a groyper though, which is funny. His son is a 4chan poster. Like he groyps. He used to post stuff like Jewish puppeteer memes on his Facebook page. I remember he would post about how what's his face? George Soros was the Jewish puppeteer ruining Western civilization. It's like, bro, you're Jewish. Like, what are you doing? What are you fucking saying? Yeah, he groyps. He was like a Kekistani guy. Yeah. Lives in Miami. Is a groiped up shouty. Yeah, he was posting alien reptile and cloak figure in Yair Netanyahu's meme have old new origins. Yeah, see, look. Screenshot of a portion of the cartoon posted by Yair Netanyahu on Facebook. George Soros puppeteering is a shadowy figure, a lizard person who's controlling the world, who's using the Illuminati as a shadowy figure to fucking control with dollars dangling in front of Ehud Barak. Very funny because I don't know how to doing merchant memes as Benjamin Netanyahu's son is so funny, but then also doing merchant memes, Jewish merchant memes, okay, like Jewish puppeteer memes about the Jewish state in air quotes makes it even funnier. Okay? It's fucking hilarious. He's like, yes, BB's son was posting this shit. Like, dog, you know people that use this meme use it on your dad, right? Like, for the most part. They're talking about you, big dog. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I am an artist from Israel, and this is my art. Hello, I am an artist from Israel, and this is my art. Yes, graphic design is my passion. Anyway, okay. I mean, when you think about it, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Benjamin Netanyahu is a literal Holocaust revisionist, which again also comes across as funny and unique and silly when I say it, but it's true. Look up Benjamin Netanyahu Holocaust revisionism. He is quite literally a Holocaust revisionist. He claimed very famously that because he's so fucking anti-Palestinian and so racist that he tried to find a way to blame the Palestinians for the Holocaust. So he repeated this trope that you sometimes hear from other Zionists, including maybe even Zionists who put this in their fucking completely irrelevant copyright cases, that the Grand Mufti of Palestine at the time, which was a British appointment, okay, was responsible for the Holocaust, the execution of the Jews in the Holocaust. Because Benjamin Netanyahu claimed that Adolf Hitler simply wanted to deport the Jews, not kill them, until he talked to the Mufti, the Palestinian, British Mandate Palestine Mufti. And then the British Mandate Palestine Mufti told Hitler to kill the Jews instead. And Hitler was like, wow, that seems like a great idea. Thank you. And that's why he did the final solution. This is one of the most insane ways to engage in Holocaust revisionism, especially because motherfucking Adolf Hitler was not exactly shy about what he wanted to do to the Jews. Like, there was never a he is like one of the most well-documented anti-Semites of all time. He literally wrote a book about it. Okay? So the idea that he learned anti-Semitism and he invented a new way to deal with the Jews from the Palestinian Mufti is so fucking funny. He literally defended Adolf Hitler. Yeah. Netanyahu actually said Hitler didn't really want to kill any Jews, but he was fooled into doing it by the Palestinian Mufti.
To exterminate the
Hitler didn't want to
Jews at the time.
Here,
he wanted to
in English here.
Hitler didn't want to exterminate the Jews at the time. He wanted to expel the Jews. And Haj Amin al-Husseini went to Hitler and said, if you expel them, they'll all come here. So what should I do with them? He asked. He said, burn them.
No, he definitely wanted to, man. What do you mean? No, you don't have to take the responsibility away from Adolf Hitler, okay? This is crazy. Yeah, fucking incredible stuff. Yeah, Hitler was groomed by the Palestinian Mufti. The Palestinian Mufti hypnotized him. This is like, this type of stuff is so funny because it's basically like anti-Semitic tropes, but bass boosted and like reversed. Because there's also like a classic anti-Semitic trope that like actually, one that John Hagee actually believes, which is that Adolf Hitler did the Holocaust so that like the Jews could have a homeland. Okay? That the Jews were ultimately responsible for the Holocaust once again. Like it's basically taking the ownership of the Holocaust away from the one guy you can't take it away from, okay? Adolf fucking Hitler, and giving it to someone else. And he's doing that because he's so horny to blame the Palestinians, even though 11,000 Palestinians died fighting against the Axis during World War II, for the record. But, you know, we gotta act like people who defend these fucking dickheads are actually sincere about defending anti-Semitism, about combating anti-Semitism. Against the Axis? Wait, no, I did say against the Axis. I didn't say for the Axis. 11,000 Palestinians fought against Nazi Germany and against the Axis. That's what I said. 0 out of 10 failed. Yeah, Palestine has hypnotized the Nazis. Yeah, the wily ways Hasan, this meme is borderline anti-Semitic. What is this? That's one of the funniest things about the schnoz memes on Twitch is that I'm fairly certain it did not start because of anti-Semitic reasons, but simply because XUC has a giant nose.